Hi there, Trish Jenkins here. I'm thrilled to know that I'm going to be with you as part of the Essential Skills for High Performance and Career Progression series, the 4 parts. Now, my session is going to be the last one, and it's going to be about building resilience and a growth mindset to handle there's stress and setbacks and uncertainty. That's been our whole lives for the last 18 months. But I know a little bit about setbacks. It won't be just an academic presentation to you. I do have the knowledge that in that field, but what I'll be bringing is actually my story and weaving in the lessons that I took away from that story about dealing with stress and adversity and turning setbacks around. I know a bit about that. For those, some of you may know me already, but from being a speaker and around the place. But in 2009, I actually went to prison for 8 months. It wasn't a temporary job, but it was temporary. I was a guest of Her Majesty. I had been working in a corporate job in a managed fund. And what I didn't know was that my boss was stealing investors' funds. And that put me in a difficult position. I didn't know he'd stolen it. And I ended up in breach of the Corporations Act as well without realizing. So there you go. Anyway, that's part of the story. It was an environment of high stress, high change, like massive changes, and feeling of hopelessness. And I had to find a way to get my head right to be able to navigate through that journey and then go on, because it was pretty damaging. But you see, what I learned is that the strongest prison bars are in here. And if we can learn how to see differently, then our setbacks can be turned into success. Nothing is wasted. One of my books is called Treasures of Darkness, because treasure is not found just out in the open. It's in those dark places that are hard to get at. And so if we can learn how to see things differently, and that's what I'd like to bring to you, some keys to help unlock that resilience. So it doesn't have to be a white knuckling, stick in there, hard thing to do. It can be just seeing things differently, because one thing I know is how you see determines how you succeed. I came home, I went from being virtually unemployable to speaking and sharing my story and its lessons internationally, overseas. Well, at the moment, overseas is on video, but the same principles that I learned there are ones that you can put into practice with your career. So once again, Essential Skills for High Performance and Career Progression. That's the series, and mine is on the 30th, and I'm looking forward to hearing everybody else. But until then, look, find me on LinkedIn. Happy to connect there. And as you'll see here on the screen, down the bottom there is my website, speakertrishjenkins.com. Check me out there. And I'll really look forward to seeing you in the Zoom on the 30th. See you then.